Is there anything you are seeing that Trump is doing that you are in favor of, that you think is the right thing?
Let me say, as it relates to all of those issues,
we are going to fight this fight. I am going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. 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 We won't rest.
Oh, we are so
Are you guys ready today to laugh at the failed state of the leadership of the Democrat Party yet again? Because that is exactly what we need to do. This is basically a daily occurrence, but I feel it is our patriotic duty to laugh at the Democrats, because if we won't do it, then who else will do it? Of course, about 77 million Americans. But nonetheless, we got to tell you today about how Democrats are basically doubling down on the failed strategy against Donald Trump of not having a strategy. Of course, this comes about 1 week after Hakeem Jeffries was criticized even by his own voters, by the Democrat base, for basically saying that he did not have a strategy to oppose Donald Trump. And this week, the Democrats are yet again doubling down on their strategy of basically doing absolutely nothing of substance. And all I got to say is the utter state of the Democrat Party is absolutely atrocious. But we'll tell you all about it in today's video. So folks, if you enjoy the content, please do us a big favor. Make sure you subscribe down below. Okay, that's the best way to support these videos. And with that said, I think it is important to start off, especially as we discuss Trump's approval rating, to really understand where we are at this current moment in time, right? Because, we've brought this up in the videos before, but as we currently speak, Donald Trump has his highest ever approval rating amongst the American people, and that is according to CBS News. According to the CBS YouGov poll, he currently has a 53% approval rating. Not only is that his highest number ever in CBS, but it's also higher than Barack Obama's at this very time in his second term, right? So at this time in 2013, Barack Obama had a 52% approval rating. Now Donald Trump has a 53% approval rating. That is not a very good state for the Democrats to be in. But guys, remember, we will win. We will win, they keep telling us. Now, meanwhile, the Democrat Party, it shouldn't surprise anyone given their current state, but they are in such a tailspin that they currently have a 31% favorability rating amongst the American people. Meanwhile, 57% of the American population disapproves of the Democrats. And for historical context, again, while Donald Trump has his highest approval rating ever, that is the worst favorability rating for the Democrat Party in the modern history of polling. So you see the contrast there again. The imbalance could not be more obvious, and yet they still tell us that we don't have a governing mandate. Yeah, give me an absolute break. So with all of that in mind, you're probably asking the question, and this has really been what we've been looking to. Okay, so that's where we currently are. We can run around and celebrate about it, but I think it's relevant to ask, what exactly are the Democrats going to do about it? What is their massive plan to recover their own favorability, maybe drag down Donald Trump? And I think thus far, we've basically seen the answer, which is a couple of pathetic protests and largely speaking, nothing besides becoming even more of a laughingstock to the American people. So here's the current state of the Democrat resistance.
Musk out of the White House. Boycott Tesla. Boycott Tesla. Boycott Tesla! Boycott Tesla!
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against DOGE. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on?
We will win. We will win.
Yeah, so needless to say, we bring it up all the time, but yeah, the Democrats don't exactly have any strategy or plan or even an effective protest movement right now. Historically, that's what the left is kind of good at in America. They are not that good at governing or implementing policies or really being liked by the American people. But the one thing they can do is organize an effective protest. You've seen that for decades. Well, now they have even lost that ability. So if you're a Democrat, you're probably hoping to yourself, please please tell me there's a plan, right? Hakeem Jeffries, the obviously House Minority Leader in the Democrat Party, of course, but earlier last week, he was mocked ruthlessly for coming out and telling his Democrat voters who are so desperate for some degree of hope to please say, look, please tell us there's something. Do you have a plan to do anything? Please give us a single ray of hope. And Hakeem Jeffries, the brilliant politician that he is, shut it down. Take a listen.
I'm trying to figure out what leverage we actually have. What leverage do we have? They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. It's their government. What leverage do we have?
Okay, so these are all clips that we've played in prior videos, but the context is important because, thus far, the Democrats have not really built an effective resistance to Trump. But, okay, it's only less than a month within Trump's presidency, so I understand, look, maybe you're going to start to figure things out. Maybe we kind of got punched in the face, but now we're going to get back up because, remember, we will win. We will win. Well, where's the state of we will win at the current moment? So that was Hakeem Jeffries, of course, last week. Well, today he went on an interview on ABC News, and even this liberal ABC anchor confronts Hakeem Jeffries with the truth, which is Trump has his highest approval rating ever. The Democrats have their lowest favorability rating ever. What exactly are you going to do about it? What's the plan? Give us something. So now, a week later, now that they've been widely criticized for their failure in resistance so far, let me ask you guys the question. Feel free to predict right now. Do you think they finally have an answer? Do you think they finally have a plan or strategy now that it's been an entire month of doing nothing besides we will win? Well, take a listen and find out for yourself.
Donald Trump's favorability rating is actually higher than it ever was the first time around. Let me ask you, a recent poll by Marquette looked at several of the things that he has done or says that he is going to do, and 63% favor federal government's recognition of only two sexes, 60% favor deporting immigrants who entered the United States illegally, 60% favor expanding oil and gas production, 59% favor declaring an emergency at the southern border. Is there anything you are seeing that Trump is doing that you are in favor of, that you think is the right thing?
Let me say, as it relates to all of those issues, we're just at the beginning.
So the grand plan now is basically just wait and see. That's right. Yeah, we might be unpopular at the moment. Yeah, the American people may overwhelmingly approve of what Trump is doing. But just you wait, because remember, right? We will win. That's the answer? Unbelievable, just absolutely hilarious. But of course, maybe I think what the Democrat Party might need is some leadership. Of course, I think that's an issue they have, is we can laugh at their strategy, we can laugh at their messaging and what they're doing. But ultimately, who is in charge of the Democrat Party? Nobody really knows because, Nancy Pelosi stepped down. She kind of got pushed out of power because people wanted newer leadership, but she's still kind of in charge, but not really. Hakeem Jeffries is not much of a leader considering he's going out and just saying there's nothing we can do. Who's in charge? Joe Biden? Joe Biden got pushed out of the party. Is Kamala Harris in charge? Well, clearly not, because she got disgraced by the election results. Do they have a rising star like Gavin Newsom? Well, that's not the case either, because Gavin Newsom has been massively discredited by the scandal over the California wildfires. So they have nothing, right? There's no one to really take the reins and lead here. Although, I don't know, is there something we're missing? Well, let's tune back into the ABC interview and find out if Democrats have finally decided on real leadership and a real path forward. Anyone want to take a guess what the answer is? Take a listen.
So I'm sure you saw Speaker of the House Johnson say the Democratic Party has no leader right now. You might expect it from him to say something like that. But your colleague, Don Beyer, big supporter of yours in the House, basically said the same thing. He said, we're still looking for that national spokesperson, and it could be that Hakeem, you, becomes that national voice. It hasn't happened yet. So are you effectively the leader of the Democratic Party nationally right now, the main spokesperson?
It's my honor to be House Democratic leader, and we're going to continue to work together in an all-hands-on-deck effort to push back against the far-right extremism that is being unleashed on this country with record velocity. We've got to fight in the courts, push back in the Congress, and continue to push back in the community. And as House Democrats, we're doing just that, particularly as it relates to their efforts to not only jam these massive tax cuts down the throats of the American people for the wealthy, well-off, and well-connected, but they want to stick working-class Americans, middle-class Americans, and everyday Americans with the bill by effectively ending health care as we know it, hurting children, hurting women, hurting people with disabilities, hurting older Americans.
What? What is this guy even talking about? Honestly, I have absolutely no clue. By the way, I just want to point out here, just as a little fact check, it's not relevant because they don't have any power, but nonetheless, the Trump tax cuts that he's proposing in 2025 are literally the most working and middle class friendly tax cuts imaginable, because it gets rid of mainly three things, right? No tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, and of course, as everyone remembers, no tax on tips. Guess what? Those are not things meant for rich business owners. Those are things meant for the everyday working American. On top of that, it actually closes a lot of tax loopholes that the rich and wealthy take advantage of. They want to close the carried interest loophole for one, and they also want to close loopholes for billionaire sports team owners like in the NFL. So just keep that in mind, because I'm sure this tax debate is going to ramp up a lot over the next month or so. When Democrats go out and say, we oppose these tax cuts because they're for the wealthy, that is completely devoid of reality, okay? As a matter of fact, as someone who myself is like a 1099, I technically constitute a business owner, self-employed, I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have more provisions, because it really is a tax cut that's really meant for the average working employee out there. But nonetheless, just keep that in mind when we hear all this virtue signaling about, tax cuts for the rich, when all the tax cuts are meant to do is literally close loopholes for the rich and expand things for the working class. Nonetheless, that's not relevant at the current moment. The most telling part of what Hakeem Jeffries just said there is he admitted the Democrats don't have a leader. And who's the leader going to be? Is it him? That guy? Really? You mean to tell me that guy right there is the new leader of the Democrat Party? Well, in that case, they're pretty screwed, okay? Because, you even listen to him in that interview, not exactly the most magnetic, believable, energetic guy we're dealing with. But on top of that, even what is his messaging? His messaging is literally, we have no plan. We have no leverage. There's nothing we can do. And that apparently is leadership. That's what the Democrats call leadership. It's laughable. It's just absolutely laughable. And even, of course, the Senate leader of the Democrat Party, Chuck Schumer, has changed his tone in recent days, because after the infamous "we will win," we will win. Of course, that was said in protest against Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, his new message is no longer "we will win." It is something along the lines of, look, what DOGE is doing is actually good. Maybe Trump is right that there is government waste, but please, can you guys not do it so fast and so well and so effectively? We agree with you, but maybe slow down a little bit. I kid you not. That's Chuck Schumer's message now. Take a listen.
Bottom line is simple. Everyone knows there's waste in government and should be cut, but DOGE is using a meat axe, and they're cutting things that are efficient and effective. I was in Albany and Syracuse on Monday talking at community health centers. Many of them have had their funds cut temporarily. Some even hasn't been restored yet. And they're the most efficient healthcare providers around. Take AID. Maybe there's some programs they don't like. But most people agree that PEPFAR was extremely effective and cost effective. Most people would want to see us continue our fight in Central Africa against Ebola so it doesn't come here. And so the bottom line is very simple. Okay? If you want to make cuts, then you do it through a debate in Congress.
So first the message was that DOGE is the worst thing ever. Now apparently DOGE is kind of a good thing. It's well-intentioned. And look, we actually are against cutting government waste, but maybe we shouldn't do it so recklessly. Okay, you know what that is? It's a concession. It's a concession, because you start from being totally opposed to something to saying, look, we kind of mostly agree with it, but, maybe do it a little bit differently. Maybe here's some suggestions. That's how you know you've lost the argument. That's not how you know you've lost the messaging battle, which Chuck Schumer seems to admit, because again, how do you go from "we will win" to a speech like that? It's precisely because you understand that your prior arguments were not persuasive, and now you're basically saying, well, Trump is mostly right, but yeah, when you do that means you're losing ground. The Overton window is shifting away from your favor. But again, okay, so that's Chuck Schumer's message. And I want to add on top of that, they can complain all they want. They have no political power to do anything to stop it. So there's still really no plan Although Ayanna Presley, okay, rising star, as you can see, of the Democrat Party, truly the future. You know, any Democrat out there has got to look at Ayanna Presley and think to themselves, we're in good hands, okay? We're headed in a good direction. Well, her new plan, her bold new plan to stop the Republicans and also get the American people to come back to the Democrats, right? Try to win back the American people. Her big plan to do this, guys, is, I kid you not, to censor Americans. Yep. They're going to win back the Americans by censoring the Americans. I'm not joking. She actually said this. Take a listen.
With unprecedented organizing, mobilizing, agitating, we will see you in the courts, in Congress, in the streets. Elon Musk is a Nazi Nepo baby. Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress. That's right. But they are not serious.
You got the voice in the back. That's right. That's right. Yep, censoring the American people. That just sounds like a fantastic idea. What? And I don't even know, you know, did she misspeak or something? What was she even trying to say? Because she didn't correct herself. It doesn't even sound like there's a word close to censoring that maybe she was trying to... No, she just said that. She literally just said she wants to censor the American people. Great strategy you have, Democrats, okay? You know, just going out and saying that, you know, the American people are really going to hear something like that and think to themselves, okay, you know, I was a little disaffected with the Democrats, but now I believe again. Now that they want to censor me, I'm going to vote for them this time around. What? What are they even talking about? But again, this is what the Democrats have at the current moment. No leader, no strategy, no plan except Ayanna Presley's grand plan to apparently censor the American people. But guys, don't worry, never fear, because you know who's coming to save the Democrats. Guess who's back again? None other than Kamala Harris. That's right, Kamala Harris is back, seemingly drunk, maybe yet again. Superman is home. Here you go. Check it out.
Oh my goodness. So, you know, I don't get out much these days. And then, you know, but spirit's tired, but it cannot be defeated. Never let anybody defeat that. Because then what do we have left? When we think about like these moments where we see things that are being taken, but also let's see it as a, you know, nature abhors a vacuum. So where there's a vacancy, then let's fill it. Right? And let's know that the reality is that the progress of our nation has always been about the expansion of rights, not the restriction of rights. We're seeing a U-turn right now.
They're so screwed. Okay, I don't know what to say. The Democrats are screwed. That's it. That's all I really can comment on that situation. What on earth? Okay? By the way, is she drunk again? I mean, what's wrong with her? I'm fully aware Kamala Harris, all she can do is spit out word salads, but it's just getting worse. You know, you talk about Joe Biden's mental decline. What about Kamala Harris's mental decline? She went from word salad version 1.0. Now we're on like 10.0. Okay. And that is truly unbelievable. But, you know, don't worry, Democrats. She is back. That is apparently from this weekend. She attended a Broadway show and spoke to the cast or something like that, right? Some of the people at this show. And that is the amazing speech she gave. Don't worry, guys. At least you have Kamala Harris to save you. All right. With that said, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new. And until next time, God bless and peace. Don't you ever let anyone take your power away from you. We will win. Great party you guys have.